If you were around Rochester or anywhere else 20 years ago, you might recall hearing of the Top-Free 7. Today at Cobbs Hill Park, about 60 men and women took off their shirts to commemorate those who boldly went where no one did before in the name of equality 2 decades ago. News 8's Dave McKinley has the story.
20 years, here we are.
Yeah, 20 years. Who could believe it?
20 years since 7 women protesting a law that allowed men to go topless but not women were arrested for doffing their shirts while picnicking at Cobbs Hill Park. Among them, Ramona Santarelli. And today, she was the only one of the original Top-Free 7 to return there. In between renewing old acquaintances, some of whom brought original memorabilia from the struggle of 2 decades ago, she reflected on how things have changed.
And I think we've taken 20 steps forward and 15 steps backwards.
While she sees progress in events like today's because no one was arrested, she found this one from a few years back to be troubling. Not because Brandy Chastain did what men do all the time to celebrate a goal, but because of the big deal that was made out of it.
I was really discouraged by that.
It's very different from being arrested.
Lynx Gallucci, who used to go by the name of Nina Leibowitz, was also arrested at a Top-Free event in 1989.
I don't think that there are necessarily very many more women taking advantage of this right, but I think that people are more relaxed about it.
There were cops today, but only to keep traffic flowing amid the steady stream of gawkers, some of whom actually stopped and had lunch. But there was no hooting and hollering as New York City photographer Jordan Matter set about taking a commemorative photo for the next edition of his ongoing body of work. Uncovered features pictures of women appearing topless in public, which he says would not have been possible were it not for Ramona and others like her.
Completely 100% to the credit. And what they did 20 years ago enables me to work today.
And enabled a new breed of Top-Free to enjoy their day in the sun. These 20-somethings were just toddlers at the time of the Top-Free 7. And see them as heroes in the battle for equality, perhaps as important as Susan B. Anthony.
They set the groundwork down for us to be able to be here today, comfortable and free, you know? It's a huge step in history, and I think today is another step, just going in the right direction as well.
Proceeds from today's event are going to benefit Sensational and Survival, that is a breast cancer support group.
Yeah, I couldn't believe the scene out there at the park today, according to your video. Dave, you know, this went through the courts, Top-Free 7 case, and a lot of women, I would assume men too, think that it is legal now for women to go Top-Free. Is that true?
Technically, it is not. Here's what happened. The original Top-Free 7, Maureen and others after them, were tried and convicted, but the state's highest court later ruled that the law which they were convicted of breaking was unconstitutional. But as you well know, Maureen, courts don't make laws, legislators do, and New York's never repealed that law or changed it. So the question is, why didn't these women get arrested? Well, district attorneys, like Monroe County's Howard Rowland back in the day, eventually tired of wasting their time and taxpayer money to gain convictions that will only be overturned. So they basically told the cops, go ahead and arrest them if you want, but we're not going to prosecute them anymore. So technically, this is something very rare in this day and age. It is technically a crime for which no one would be tried.
Very interesting. Maybe it'll be in a calendar someday, the photo today, huh?
Yeah.
Dave McKinley, thank you.